Um, it was like a self-help thing. My grandfather did it, and my uncle did it, and he really wanted me and my sister to do it, so we did it.
Hmm.
It was really good, actually.
I see we're live now, sort of.
Mm,
What's not showing up
yes.
though?
Give it a minute.
Okay, we're live now.
Yeah. All right. I have it all up on my phone too, so I'm gonna check it real quick.
There's no video though.
Give it a minute.
Okay, we're live now. There we
Yeah.
go. Okay.
All right. Yeah, it works well. I'm listening to it. It sounds pretty good.
All right.
I have it all up on my phone too, so I'm gonna check it real quick.
It's kind of lagging, but no video though.
Huh?
It's kind of lagging a little bit, but
On my phone, it wasn't lagging. Oh no, yeah, it's lagging a little bit. Yeah, it's whatever.
okay. So where do you want to start with this?
All right, yeah, we're here. For anybody who's listening to this, which I don't think that you exist just yet. Welcome. Yeah, I don't think we have viewers yet, but that's okay. We gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah,
So,
well,
welcome to our official new name, Wolves of Wrestling episode, Wolves of Wrestling podcast episode 3, not 4. I have to change that. We did it. We're here.
Florida and from Texas.
What?
Broadcasting from Florida and from Texas.
We are broadcasting from Florida and from Texas. Thankful for technology and the internet. We're here. And that was a terrible introduction, but we're here. I'm very sick. I'm very sick right now for some reason.
We can work with it. We can
work with it. Yes. I'm very sick right now. I don't know why. I wish I wasn't, but
we can
that's
work
not
with
going to
it.
affect it. We can work with you, Mackenzie. We can work with you.
Okay, so what is on the agenda for today?
The agenda for today, we actually don't have an agenda for today because we didn't do any preparation at all, which might be why we only have 3 subscribers and we have 2 or 3. It's you, me, and somebody else. I don't know who the third one is, but yeah, we have 3.
That's
By the way,
what happens when you're in college.
How do you meet that lady on Instagram? Sarah.
What?
How do you know Sarah?
Well, I followed her and then we just started talking and we're friends now. So that's pretty much it.
All right, cool. So yeah, if she wants to do the podcast one day, that'd be cool. We can set that up.
Okay.
Go ahead, ask her when she's available, and we can do something.
Okay.
All right. In the meantime, episode 3, we're here. Today's Monday. It's approximately 7:30, so Raw's going to start in about 30 minutes. We're going to try to shoot for about 30 minutes for this episode. Yeah, so one question that we were talking about before the episode started, can Raw actually get any worse than it did last week?
I actually think it can.
Or you think it can get worse? Yeah. I don't know, man. That was terrible. There were good parts, I have to say. And one of the good parts, in my opinion, which a lot of people probably thought was retarded, when shit, what's his name?
Boy, if you thought the piss segment was good, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
No,
I thought it was funny. All right, so the reason I say that is the pissing angle to begin with was already the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It was one of them. It was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in WWE, and I guess if you're gonna start it, you might as well run with it. And I guess
they should never start it. Actually, I think they shouldn't have started.
They shouldn't have started it. But if they already made the decision to start it, you might as well go with it. So I thought that was really good. But one thing that actually reminds me is, why is Bobby Roode in a tag team right now, in like the most irrelevant tag team?
Oh, so why is she in a tag team?
Oh, you're lagging really bad.
Mm.
What were you saying?
Also, why is Chad Gable in a tag team?
Thing is, Chad Gable started in a tag team with Jason Jordan, and that was a really good tag team. And then they
Um,
did
no,
the
I'm saying
stupid.
why can't Chad Gable be left on his own? Why can't he just show what he's got on his own? Why so it has
Yeah,
to be in a tag team?
I agree. Only if they are able to book people, but
Which they have capable of
he's just
doing,
one of those people that they don't have anything to do with.
which they have proved incapable of doing.
Yeah, yeah. They don't really know how to book people, but we all know that, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So can today's Raw get any worse than last week's? I doubt it. Right? You can only go up from there.
Okay,
I don't think
so
it's possible.
another thing that we were talking about, not before the podcast started, but just in general, was Xavier Woods' infant comment.
His infant comment?
Yes.
What's that?
The fact that he thinks anyone who criticizes wrestling is acting like an infant.
That's for someone who loves wrestling. That's kind of a weird thing to say. I'm sure he
And
criticizes wrestling.
I understand, and I see he kind of has a point. I just think he took it in the wrong way because he took it as us criticizing the wrestling, not necessarily the show itself, but the the wrestling, the ability of the wrestlers, which people aren't doing. They're criticizing the quality of the shows, not
I
the
don't know
quality
what
of
he
the
meant for
wrestling.
that. I saw that tweet. I don't think that we really got too far into it when we were on the phone, but I saw the tweet and maybe he was just triggered. Maybe he saw a lot of people talking shit about whatever the New Day's been doing, which honestly they should do something with the New Day. They haven't the New Day is I think it's stupid at this point. They haven't done anything for 2 years. Yes, they've won championships, but that doesn't mean anything anymore. They haven't gotten anything creative, nothing new. They've been faces for 2 years now. It's old, it's stale.
And do you know another thing that, speaking of kind of not knowing how to book something, do you remember last week when Sasha and Bailey were in the ring and they got attacked?
Yeah.
One of the people who was attacking them was Dana Brooke, but I don't understand like that because at Starrcade, like 24 hours before,
They were on the
Dana Brooke
same
was
team.
teaming. It's like,
That was just WWE saying fuck that show.
and
It was just
also,
how
Big Show turned for the what number time? For the millionth time.
but he didn't turn face though. They just made the Bari just even more heels. Because what did they do? They kicked him out in a backstage segment. Like what was
I
that? I
think
didn't
so,
even
yeah.
see it. I heard about it, but I didn't see it. I don't even know what specifically happened, but I didn't hear anything good about it.
Yeah.
I'm curious what the point of him being on the team in the first place was. He was only on the team for less than a month. What was the point of that?
I don't know.
The only thing that even came out of them doing that was Drake Maverick pissing himself,
Yeah.
and that's not even that's not even something to be happy about.
No.
That that's even more upsetting to know that that's the only thing that came out of the Big Show coming back.
Yeah.
You ever hear the chants, "Please retire,"
And
whenever Big Show comes on?
yeah, I mean, I do think he should retire at some point, but I just think that's kind of disrespectful. But
The chants, yeah, no, it is disrespectful, but it's funny.
and
It's funny.
did you see a picture of with Nia Jax about Nia Jax? And it's like, Nia, I feel compelled to tell you that we are not booing you because of your effective heel work. We are booing you because you are simply awful.
Who said that?
It was a sign that someone made.
Oh, they got that on air. They actually got the
I don't know if
cameras
they
on
got it
there.
on air, but I know someone took a picture of it.
Oh, yeah. I would hope that they didn't get that on air. That Vince probably would have fired the cameraman that got that on there. Dude, Jax is just. I see her role. You know, it's I don't think it's a bad thing that she's on the roster. She's big. She's by far the largest woman on the roster, and
She can't wrestle
she,
though.
she can't wrestle, right? Only if they could find someone,
And
of her
Tamina can't either.
size that could wrestle. Tamina's been around for so long though.
I know, but she can't wrestle either.
She can't.
Not particularly well, anyway, compared to other people. Compared to like a Sasha Banks or Becky Lynch or Charlotte, she's not.
Compared to all the youngins, to the young
Or Tony
lions.
Storm, she's not. Compared to them, she's not that good either.
She's nothing special. Also, her character's stale and she can't speak. They haven't given her anything to do for years. When was the last time you ever seen Tamina pushed?
I don't really remember. I mean, I
Right?
remember some things that she did, but I don't necessarily remember when she was pushed.
She's not
Remember-
even necessarily getting pushed right now, but this thing that this
I
team that
remember
she's doing.
last
with
thing I
Nia
remember,
Jax
big thing that she was kind of in was when she was AJ Lee's bodyguard. That's kind of the last thing I remember her being
AJ
pushed,
Lee's?
sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't even watching wrestling at that time in my life, so I don't even remember that.
For me, it's like after like maybe like 2011, like I stopped watching it regularly.
Regularly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like for me, like I'd always go on YouTube and just kind of keep up with it, but not watch it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That's basically what I've been doing. Except this app that I got on my phone allows me to watch SmackDown and Raw. So I started tuning in a little bit more specifically for SmackDown since Raw has been god awful. I've basically just been coming in to SmackDown to watch Becky Lynch, and that's it. The man, I gotta get a shirt. She's so cool, dude. She's so cool.
Yeah, I would love to meet her.
Yeah, that's the best thing that they got going for them right now.
Yeah.
God.
Here's what I think. NXT is the A+ show, is the A show.
All right, I agree.
SmackDown
with that.
is the A- show. Say that.
No, that's way too high of a rating for SmackDown. Shit.
B.
B minus tops.
And
B
then
minus
Raw
tops.
is the F show.
Yeah, and what's weird about that is the way that WWE promotes Raw is it's this is the way that it's funny because of how you put that, but WWE has always been putting it like this. You got Raw over here, you got SmackDown over here, and you got NXT down here. That's the way they've always promoted it. So to see how the lowest show is actually way better than anything else that they've got going on is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But it's not surprising, but it's interesting in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, NXT is by far the best thing that they got going on, and that's not even. I don't even think Vince is touching NXT.
I've been trying to find a way to watch NXT UK, but I don't know. I don't want to pay for the network to have to watch it.
Man, I got sites for you. I got ways for you to watch it if you want. But if you don't want to, I don't care. It's up to you. But you know what I want them to stop? I know we're kind of going in a bunch of different directions right here, but we didn't have anything written down. I want them to stop is the stupid backstage segments where you got two wrestlers looking at a TV screen, looking at the match that's going on. God, that's so cringy. It's so stupid.
I mean, I understand it if they're telling a story for it. Like, you remember when Charlotte earned a title match at SummerSlam against Becky and Carmella?
Uh-huh.
It made sense to do it there.
What was happening there? I don't remember it.
So what happened was, I guess the match was over, and then it cuts to Becky looking at it cuts to Becky looking at the TV.
Uh-huh.
So, and it's telling a story, like it's telling a story.
Yeah, but what I mean is like this most recent SmackDown. I think it was the bar. They were standing by the TV, just looking at the TV. But it's not. It's just so unnatural. You got a TV over here, but then you got you got Cesaro over here and you got Sheamus over here, and they're both like looking over here. It doesn't, and then you got the camera over here, obviously, so that they can see the two of them. The angles that they look at the TV is just so unnatural, and that really goes for everything that they do backstage. It just seems so unnatural and so scripted that I wish that they would do something about that. One thing that another company has done that that was an alternative to that is I watched TNA a few times back when I was a kid, and what they would do is they everything that was backstage wasn't. They made it so that it didn't look professional. That it didn't look professionally recorded. You know, like what they did was they would have like a crack in the door, like the door was slightly open, and there would be like two wrestlers arguing or something in there, and some dude with the camera pointing into the room, just to make it look more natural and not scripted. And that's something that WWE can do if Kevin Dunn wasn't there.
We've talked before about how WWE should go less on the scripts and like give them a general idea of what they want the segment to be, and then let them.
Yeah.
Sell.
And that's what all the Attitude Era wrestlers are saying, and anybody that wrestled before that ever became famous or did very well in the business is, like one of the reasons we were able to do so well for ourselves is because not everything that we said was scripted, and we were able to come up with some of our own shit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was sort of like it had like a script in the sense they had like a general idea of okay, we want you to do something that has to do with this, for example.
With so and so,
like they gave them like kind of gave them an outline of what to say. But let them fill in each thing.
Yeah, just let them be at least a little creative, and let them come up with their own stuff. But yes, of course, give them an outline, give them a premises of what their promo has to be about, and then let them do the rest. And that's how you get that's how you separate the good wrestlers and the bad wrestlers, man. Because really, at the end of the day, you can't push someone who can't talk. You can't push someone who can't promote a match with someone else and can't draw heat or be a babyface, which, by the way, it's way easier to be a heel than it is to be a face.
I think it's more fun. I think it would be more fun to be a heel.
It must be more fun to be a heel. That's why it's one of the reasons Brian wanted to turn heel. But here's what I noticed is they're turning a lot of their talent heel. And the reason that they're doing that is because they couldn't get over as a face. And now they're getting over as a heel. And it's just funny the way that that's working out.
And just the question is, Becky a tweener, or is she full throttle heel now?
No, she's a tweener for sure. Yeah. I think what they're going to be doing is Charlotte is the heel and Becky is the face in this particular feud that they got going on.
And then what does that make Asuka?
Asuka's a face.
I understand that. But I'm just saying, you do know why they put Asuka in the match, right?
Because she's talented, and I think it would be a good match. I think.
Well, that's the reason that I'm hoping they put her in for it, but it's just so that Becky and Charlotte can kind of save face. Like, I know it's a TLC match, but it's like instead of Charlotte or Becky getting thrown off the ladder and someone else winning, to throw Asuka off the ladder and then win.
I see what you're saying. Now that I'm starting to think about it, they probably don't want either Becky or Charlotte to take the pin, and they needed someone else to take the pin, and that's what Asuka's there for. What?
It's a TLC match, not a.
Oh, right. So they got to get the title from on top. They got to climb the ladder. Got it. And if it was just a triple threat match, then yes, that would make a lot of sense to me as to why Asuka's
make sense
there.
Too when you think about it that
way. It does
too.
Make sense.
Still makes sense.
It makes sense, but it doesn't seem necessary. But it does make sense.
Yeah.
Also, it's not very often that you get a TLC match between two people, is it? At least I don't see that very often. Yeah, with 3 people, I guess it's more fun. You can get more action in it. TLC matches tend to bug me a lot, simply because when obviously everybody knows this, but when they climb up the ladder, it's just so dramatically slow, and everybody knows that a normal human being wouldn't climb up a ladder that slow if a championship was on the line. So
if matching's going for 20 minutes and it's just been hard hitting all the time, I understand a person would climb a ladder more slowly.
Oh, of course they would climb it more slowly, but it wouldn't take them 20 seconds to get to the top, is what I'm saying.
Well, depends on like their leg. Their leg is hurting them.
Their leg would have to be broken,
or they're trying to sell a leg injury. So
yeah, I don't know, but that's going to be a good match.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a really good match. The triple threat. When's TLC, by the way? In 2 weeks?
In a few weeks, I think. I have to look again, but
what is it? It's either going to be right before Christmas or right after Christmas. Okay, probably between Christmas and New Year's.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. Anyway, something like that. What else is on the card? Also, no. Before we even do that,
it's on December.
I'm pretty sure. Huh?
It's on December 16th.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah.
Cool. The brands aren't going to be split anymore, right? That's what I heard. Next year they're going to put it all together into one.
Pay-per-views are dual branded already, so.
When did they implement that?
2016.
No.
Wait, the first time they did, or the
no? When did they implement the pay-per-views being one brand?
I don't remember when they instituted that, but I know that they instituted the second brand split in 2016.
Yeah. No, I got myself off guard. Right now, pay-per-views are both combined, right?
Yes.
Ever since Survivor Series, I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to have all pay-per-views with SmackDown and Raw, or are they still doing one pay-per-view SmackDown, one pay-per-view Raw?
I mean, I think no, they're all dual branded now.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So, do you think that they should make Raw and SmackDown? Do you think that they should have the same people on both of them, or do you still like the separate brands?
I mean, I like the separate brands. I think they should probably do like a draft every year.
Which they've been doing for a couple years.
I mean, no, they did the draft in 2016. They kind of had a shake-up, which isn't necessarily a draft. It's kind of like trade.
Yeah.
But I think
if they could make it more professional,
go back to having a draft.
Yeah, if they could make it more like a sport, that would be really cool. Which I think, what I read was, since Fox is gonna start to air SmackDown next year, that's one of the things that they're trying to do. They want it to be more like a sport to try to fit their audience, and I think that that's a really good idea. I think that that's gonna just put SmackDown above Raw even more. To make it more like a sport and not just entertainment, lean more towards the sport and sports entertainment.
Partially, I think it does have something to do with the network that it's on.
Huh?
I think it does have something to do with the network that it's on, because if you look at what USA Network is, it's not.
It's entertainment.
It's not a sport thing.
Right. Yeah, I think what they would do with SmackDown, if that's what's going to happen, I think that would be really good. Also, they were shooting to get Rousey onto SmackDown. I think that, imagine having Rousey on SmackDown. If they were to do that, then I would assume that Charlotte and Lynch would stay on Raw so that they can get their feud in with Rousey next year.
They're on
SmackDown. SmackDown, not Raw, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little out of it right now. Shit.
I know you are.
Yeah. Drake Maverick pissed on Bobby Roode's jacket.
Please stop talking.
What's it called? What even is it? Is it a jacket? Is it a vest?
Robe.
It's a robe. He pissed on his robe. Yeah.
Funny.
When I heard just I know this is a little out of nowhere, but when I heard Rude's music come on Raw, I was like, "Oh shit, it's Bobby Roode! The crowd's gonna go
No,
crazy!" And it was silent, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, this isn't NXT." This is
I mean, if they booked him right, they still probably would have.
yeah,
They
but
booked him right, he still wouldn't get his NXT reaction. But
man, when I heard that music, I was just thinking about the Rude versus Nakamura match and the way that Rude was perceived in his entrance and how
yeah,
great all of that was, and then take that and then compare it to his stint on Raw. It's just so bad, and it's
wait.
so
Do you
bad.
remember the old World Heavyweight Championship?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that would have looked amazing on Bobby Roode.
That championship specifically, or the name,
That belt would
like the
look
physical
amazing.
thing, the physical belt.
Yeah,
Rude would look great with any championship, to be honest. He's so good at what he does, and he's so good in the ring. He's so good on the mic, and for him to be in a fucking tag team with Chad Gable, and not knocking Chad Gable, he's really good. But to see Rude in a tag team
and
in a
Gable on the
division
tag team
that's not
too.
doing shit with nobody in it and nobody cares about it, it's really frustrating.
Oh, and do you know what I think would look really good?
What's that?
The current Intercontinental Championship on Nakamura.
I knew you were gonna say Nakamura. Who's it on right now? Seth Rollins?
Yeah, just how the belt looks would look amazing on him.
Yeah. It would. Dude, this is totally flip flopped now that I'm thinking about it. Why isn't Nakamura the Intercontinental Championship? The
Because
dude's
he's on
from Japan. The dude's from Japan, and you got the U.S. title on him.
because Nakamura's
How
on
stupid is
SmackDown
that?
and the Intercontinental Championships on Raw.
I know, but if you're gonna give this happened a long time ago, and it's weird that I'm ranting about it now. But if you're going to give Nakamura a title, why are you giving him the U.S. title? And if you are going to give him the U.S. title, you might as well have him be like a mega heel and start like ranting on the U.S. and talking shit about the U.S. and be the U.S. champion at the same time. That would have been great.
Hmm.
Maybe
To
that's
be
what they were
honest,
doing with the I know speak
I'm
English thing.
really over the whole foreign heel thing.
But if you have the opportunity to do it, you might as well do it.
I'm just saying I'm really over the whole foreign heel thing.
You're over it because they don't do it well. If they did it well, it's very possible that you wouldn't be over it.
And it's like, but it's also the thing, I get it. You don't like America, I get it. I don't need to see this every single time there's a heel that's from another country.
Yeah. It's also weird if you were to have someone be the anti-American and then they turn face and all of a sudden we're supposed to like them again. But it's like, wait, no, you were talking shit about my country like when you were a bad guy and now you like us. What's up with that? That doesn't make any sense. I guess that's what happened with Rusev. He was the anti-American heel, and then now Rusev, dude. I don't even know what's going on with that. They did the thing with what's his name, the white guy, Aiden English,
And
and now he's doing nothing.
the white guy.
You know what I mean? He's as white as Sheamus is. Dude's white. He's as
Oh,
white as I am. He might be whiter than I am. That would make me feel nice.
that would make me feel nice.
Oh
I
man.
don't
All
know.
right. 7:53. I gotta tell you what, I feel like shit right now.
All right, we can end it now if you want.
Yeah, I feel like
We
shit right
can just
now.
do like a mini episode if you want.
Yeah,
Really,
that's really what it was at the end of the day. That was, I mean, we're still live, but yeah, really short episode.
yeah,
I hope our large audience isn't
disappointed.
upset about us for doing this. But yeah, I think we're
Well,
gonna cut
you're
this
not
one a little
feeling well, so
short.
just go feel better.
Yeah, Yeah, let me end this stream. I'm gonna end this stream real quick. I think if I end this stream, we'll still be in the chat with each other.